Nicki Minaj on the show. You're going to hang around. We're going to get all your tunes on, okay?
Yeah, let's do it.
Awesome. Nicki Minaj is hanging out on the show tonight. Nicki, I love Roman Reloaded. It's amazing.
Thank you, babe.
It is amazing. It's so good. Every single track. I mean, some of them, they're like a bit heavy for me, but I am loving some of them.
So when you say heavy, do you mean too hard?
I'm more of the kind of second half of the album
Yeah.
than the first half.
So you're second half. I'm going to start like literally saying that to my fans. Are you first half or second half? So you're second half.
I think it says a lot about the person.
Yeah, it does.
When you say that.
Yeah, but I can totally see you rocking out to second half.
Second half, so good. But it is amazing. Number 1 album, 2 weeks in the UK. Incredible.
Really? Thank you. I didn't know that. Okay.
That is incredible, right?
Wow. Yes. Amazing. Thank you guys for the support here, by the way. I just want to make sure I say that.
You're also the only female rapper to ever have a UK number 1.
Crazy.
That must be such a sense of achievement for you.
No, it's amazing. But you know why it also is special? It's because since I started rapping, I've always talked about the UK as if I had been here before and I had never come here. I was doing like the accent and all the time. Like people would be like, "Dude, have you ever gone there?" I'd be like, "No." So it's like I always felt like I had this weird connection to the UK. So then to break a record here in the UK, it's incredible.
And with that success, you haven't paid your rent this month. You owe that. Have you paid it yet?
I gotta ask my business manager.
I love that you're not on top of that. Someone's dealing with it for you. Nicki, what is a hoop-de-hoop-de-hoop?
It's a broken down car.
A broken down car?
Yeah, it's a hoopty. That's how we say it in the hood.
I think we need to get a dictionary going. Can we repackage Roman Reloaded with a dictionary?
You know what? That's a really great marketing idea. Next time.
I think that needs to happen. There's loads of other words I just don't get as well.
Exactly, like bees in the trap. Everybody out here said, what does that mean?
What is that?
Okay, the trap is like somewhere where you get money. You know, like if you're a hustler, you hustle in a trap. You know what I'm saying? If you are a girl, you strip in the club, whatever. That's like your trap. So
This is my trap.
This is your trap.
I'm hustling this trap.
Absolutely.
I'm going to get Starships on then in a bit, all right? You're going to hang about?
Absolutely.
Let's get this tune loud tonight, Nicki.
Let's go.
So, there's a few tracks on the album about lost love, like Young Forever, the Chris Brown collab, Right By My Side, the next single.
Yeah.
Where does that inspiration come from?
Just being a girl and having your heart broken and feeling like, you know, sometimes, you know, feels like no one understands you, but everyone does. It's like, it's the weirdest thing in relationships in general, whether you're a girl or a boy. It's like every relationship experiences the same emotions, but we tend to not open up and talk about it. And then so it's like we pour all our emotions when we hear like our favorite song. Like if we listen to a song and they're talking about, you know, what we've been through in our last relationship, it's like we're bawling and we're just like, you know, oh my God, how does she know? It's because everyone deals with it. So like a song like Young Forever, you know, could you imagine? It's obviously I had a first love that I thought I would be with for the rest of my life, and clearly I'm not with that person, but it's like I'll always envision him being young forever. And so that song, it was just so personal to me because I was just talking about, you know, the dreams that you have when you first meet someone, and, you know, and then after a while you just have to let it go. But in my mind, I'll never picture him as an old guy. Even when I'm 80 years old, I picture him as a young dude. He'll be young forever.
And the track Right By Your Side, the lyric that hits me is the first lyric, I miss your morning kiss.
Yeah. And it's in it, because and you don't even realize what you miss about someone really until they're gone, because sometimes stuff about them seems kind of like annoying, and then.
Though actually, Nicki, a morning kiss sometimes can be kind of gross.
I didn't say that it was a morning kiss pre-brushing teeth, okay?
You didn't specify.
I never said that.
I wasn't sure. I just needed to clear that up, I think.
Well, it's cleared up. No. After you brush your teeth, then I miss your morning kiss.
When you're dating people, which alter ego do people end up dating? Because there's so many.
Onika.
Yeah?
Just the blah one. The girl I really am. My real self.
Because I don't think I could date Roman.
You think Roman would be too mean?
I think Roman's a bit too much for me. I prefer a gentleman. I think Roman would go hard.
But Roman, he tells the truth. And he would be, he's funny. That's a good plus side, right?
It's a plus sign.
All right. Well, okay, fine. Yeah, Roman is a bit abrasive.
I think I'd get on with his mum really well. I like Martha.
You know what? Yes, Martha would make a good best friend or something.
She'd be a good mother-in-law.
Yeah, she'd be interesting. Yeah, I think so.
Now, Everyone is missing you on Twitter.
Oh, God.
I miss you so much on Twitter.
What?
Do you miss Twitter?
I miss my barbs. Do I actually miss Twitter? No, but I do miss my babies.
You're not having withdrawal symptoms from Twitter?
No.
If you want to borrow my Twitter, it's open. I can let you just do a tweet if you feel like you need to speak to your barbs and say...
You know what? Oh, my God. What would I say?
I don't know. I miss you. Oh no, this is sad. The thing is, I stand by you completely because it is wrong that your fans or the people that claiming to be your fans are using your tracks, are putting them on there like early, leaking them. That's not cool.
Well, it wasn't that. You know what it was? Yes, someone who's people make like websites of you and they put all the latest Nicki Minaj news and people think I'm actually affiliated to the websites and I'm not. And it was just funny that before my album came out, I saw them, and I followed their Twitter page, and I saw them tweeting away exclusive leaks off my album. And I'm like, well, if you made a fan page, I would imagine that you actually are my fan, you care about me, and you wouldn't want to do something like that. So I just unfollowed them. I didn't say anything mean, I just unfollowed them. And then lo and behold, I saw they were rallying people against me and saying, she unfollowed us, how mean is she? And I'm like, well, let's set the record straight, because a lot of times I don't speak on things. But I don't want people to think that's why I deleted my Twitter. No, I just needed a moment to myself. That's not why. I wouldn't, because some page posted something about me. I mean, I've read horrible things about myself. I wouldn't delete my Twitter over that. But that was a little incident that happened, and I was...
You just needed space.
Yeah, but yeah.
That makes total sense.
Yeah.
That makes total sense. All right, we're going to get your new single on now, so can you introduce it for us? Right by your side.
Yes, this is myself and Chris Brown. It's called Right by My Side. Check it out.
Without having a Twitter at the minute, how are you staying in touch with the world? Because without Twitter, I don't know how we know what's going on.
You know what? I am not staying in touch with the world, and that's the whole thing. It's like...
Do you have a Facebook? Do you have a secret?
No.
Do you not have a secret Facebook with a different name?
No, and I don't even know how to work Facebook.
You don't know how to work it?
I've never been on it.
It's pretty simple.
I
You just poke. You get poked back.
I have like 18 million friends, they said.
I want to know if you're like friends with Madonna and Britney and Kesha and what their status updates are on a day-to-day basis. How do you stay in touch with them if you're not on Twitter?
Well, you're not really... Listen, Twitter is not about real friends bonding. Twitter, if you have a real friend, you're going to speak to them on your BlackBerry. You know what I mean? Twitter is more about people observing you. Like a fish in a fishbowl.
Stalking.
Yeah, it's a bit kind of stalkerish.
Nicki Minaj is not in a fishbowl.
No.
Do you want us to wrap up? Cool. I know this has been so much fun. Nicki Minaj, it's been absolutely amazing to have you on the show tonight.
Oh, man, I don't want to go.
Babe, you've got to go. You've got people to see.
Okay,
things to do. Before you go, can you leave your massive pink fluffy thing? I want that.
What pink fluffy thing?
The thing you're wearing, the big pink fluffy kind of dress thing.
Oh, the coat?
Is it a coat?
Oh, well, this pink fluffy thing is a coat.
I need that in my life.
Do you want to take a picture with it so the barbs can see it? And
definitely. Definitely. We're going to get that on Twitter. Nicki Minaj.
Thank you, babe.
Okay, so I'm sat here with the talented, beautiful Nicki Minaj.
Thank you, darling.
How's your stay in the UK been so far?
It's freaking been magical. I couldn't have asked for anything more.
Are you surprised by the reaction of the fans in the UK?
Very, very surprised. Very surprised. I feel like this is a practical joke and someone's gonna tell me, oh, we were just kidding. Like, I can't even believe it.
I mean, I've heard all kinds of stories so far, you know, fans fainting in your arms.
Yes.
Is that true? A fan
Yes.
actually fainted in your arms?
Yes. It's like she was like a younger girl, and by the time I came out of the hotel, I guess they had been waiting there for hours, and she just got overwhelmed and she was crying, and then when I saw her crying, I was like, no, let her in, because they were trying to push me back in the hotel. And as soon as I hugged her, she just passed out.
So what happened? Did you call the ambulance?
No, she only passed out for like a few seconds.
Okay.
She was fine, but she literally all her body weight was just like in my arms. I was like,
That's intense.
you know, but it's just incredible. I mean, I can't believe these kids are giving me this much love. You know, it's like I've been interacting with them on Twitter, and I guess I didn't really know if it would translate, you know, when I came here. But I guess it really did, because they, you know, that we're really connected, even though they're like hours away from me.
I've got to say, you just mentioned your hotel. That's where the young lady fainted. We're in your hotel right now.
Yes.
We understand that you had a few problems with your hotel. Because of the chaos outside, they want you to leave via the back exit. So is that true?
Yes, they're like, don't go out. I had to beg them the first day. I'm like, I said you don't understand like how crazy that is. People have been standing there for hours, and for me to go out a back exit, I feel like that's kind of like mean. Like I just didn't like it. It didn't feel good.
Yeah.
So I told them, please, let me just go out and say hi to everybody at least, and then. But today I think it's official. I think they're officially kicking us out today, so we're looking for somewhere else to go.
Wow. Okay. All right. I'll hook that up for you. Don't worry.
Thank you.
Okay. So your debut album, that is the reason for all this madness, Pink Friday, and I want to thank you right now because "Moment for Life" on the album is one of my most motivational songs.
Aww.
Play that in the morning and I'm ready to go.
Right.
What's your favorite song off the album?
You know what's so funny? A lot of my favorites right now are on my deluxe album.
Okay.
Which, in hindsight, I'm like, why didn't I put those, on the regular album? But right now, I'm loving Super Bass, which is on the deluxe album, and I'm loving Mooney because it's just like more dance tempo.
Okay.
On the regular album, I love Save Me because it's like, it's just a different side of me, and it's, like singing and stuff like that, and I love what it's talking about. It's like really, really vulnerable, super vulnerable.
Yeah.
And of course, I love Fly with Rihanna. I love Roman's Revenge with Eminem. I love
Rihanna.
Yeah.
Can we stop there?
Yeah.
Because Rihanna recently came out and said that you and her are in a relationship. Can you confirm or deny?
I can't confirm nor deny anything.
Wow. She'll just leave it to our imaginations.
Yeah, so, I like to give people a great fantasy, so let's just leave it there.
All right. Speaking of that, though, how would a man get to your heart? Because there's a lot of screaming male fans outside right now.
If he can make me laugh.
Yeah.
And if he can.
So laughing, I'm just write this down.
Yeah.
You getting that? Yeah.
I don't know.
Laughing's the main thing.
He has to be smart.
Yeah.
I love sarcasm in people. I love when you're able to pick up on sarcasm and when you're able to dish it out. I love quick comebacks. I just.
Sounds like Drake, maybe your label mate. He sounds like he fits the bill.
God.
He sounds like he fits the bill for that. So.
Oh my God!
No?
You are.
Because I met Drake the other day.
No, I don't trust you anymore. I don't trust you anymore.
Okay.
I don't. You know what? That may be. Drake is, but that's why Drake and I are good friends, though, because he does fit that to a certain extent. He's really easy to talk to. And, as a girl, like you don't meet a lot of guys that you can just have a conversation with them about anything.
Okay.
And he's dope.
Can we talk about you embracing the British accent? Where did that come from? Why are you so in love with the British accent?
Because it's just so beautiful. It's just like, it seems like out of a storybook or something. Whenever I was, in school and we'd have to act out plays and stuff, whenever we'd have to wear the big gowns and corsets, we'd have to put the London accent on, the British accent. And I would always be like, their culture is so pretty. It's just like whimsical. It's like,
Okay, I've got a little competition for you actually
God,
right now.
right.
Basically, I want to see how much you've embraced the British accent
Right.
and, Cockney slang.
Oh, Cockney
Right?
slang. Okay.
So what does this mean? Apples and pears in Cockney slang.
I have no idea, darling. What does that mean?
Stairs.
Stairs?
Yeah, so instead of going up the stairs, you're going up the apples and pears.
Why on earth would anybody call it that? I don't understand.
I don't know. Silly.
It's silly,
All
isn't
right.
it?
Moving on. What else have we got? Mork and Mindy. It's Mork and Mindy outside.
Is that cold?
Yeah, windy.
Windy.
Yeah,
See, I
1.2.
just guessed that. I didn't even know it. But so, if it's windy, it's Mork and Mindy.
Yes.
Okay.
Okay.
But it's funny because usually when you do slang, it's like you usually want to shorten it.
Yeah.
But it's almost like you guys make it even longer.
That's right, yeah.
So it's a bit confusing.
All right, what about this? Last one for you. I've got the petrol pump.
That sounds a little bit vulgar. I don't know.
Oh, no, it's not kind of
It's
vulgar.
not vulgar.
No.
Well, what does that mean, darling? I have no idea.
This is really uncanny. I've got the hump.
That sounds vulgar
So
too.
maybe you can incorporate those in your
Hump.
lyrics.
What does that mean? I've got a hump. I don't understand that.
Yeah, I've got the hump. Oh, like I'm upset. I've got the hump.
Oh, you're upset.
Yeah, so I've got the petrol pump. I've got the hump.
I've got the petrol pump.
Yeah.
I've got the hump. It means I'm upset. I'm angry.
Exactly. I've got no money in my skyrocket.
I've got no money in my skyrocket.
No money in my pocket. It's Mork and Mindy. It's Mork and... See, you've got a lot to learn.
Well, I surely do. I mean, I wish somebody would have prepped me before, got on camera. I mean, that's awesome, though.
You definitely have got a lot to learn when it comes to Cockney slang.
Whatever. I mean, I'll just stick to my regular New York slang and say dope and fly and fetch and what up, son.
I like that. How does Brooklyn compare to London?
Well, I'm from Queens, but I did spend a lot of time in Brooklyn.
Okay.
I mean, you know what? What's funny, when we got here and we left, like we were just driving around, it reminded me a little bit of Flatbush in Brooklyn.
Oh, yeah.
So if you ever go over there, it was like Eastern Parkway-ish in Brooklyn. And some places remind me of like Manhattan, like Times Square, like like that type of vibe. Yeah.
Okay.
But I mean, it's pretty, but it does remind me of New York.
It does?
Yes, a lot.
Okay. All right.
So we have some sort of like, does that mean we have like a crazy connection?
I think we do have a connection. What, me and you personally?
Well,
or just our cities?
Both.
Yeah, well, me and you personally, I think we definitely have a connection.
When's your birthday?
March.
Oh.
What, is that not good? You're not into Pisces?
I mean,
Piscean
you
men?
want to know what's funny? My little brother's a Pisces, so I actually love him to death. So, that's actually a great thing, actually. But I don't know.
That is the best star sign.
Really?
Yeah, Pisces, definitely genuine, full of love, ambitious, loyal.
I really hope my little brother, grows up to do this. 'Cause right now, he's like, he doesn't even like people. He doesn't like to interact with anybody. He said he wants to, play video games all day.
Has he got a British accent as well?
Absolutely not.
Does he want to be a rapper?
No.
He doesn't want to be a rapper?
I would never let anybody I know be a rapper, darling.
Really?
Yeah, really. That's
Who influenced you to become a rapper? Who is one of your favourite rappers of all time that you could say?
Jay-Z.
Jay-Z?
Yes.
So growing up, it was like, I want to be like Jay-Z.
It was like whatever Jay-Z says is the gospel.
Wow.
Because he was smart. I was always attracted to intelligent rappers. Like if you can make me think, and if you can, and that's why I'm so into like metaphors. I love double meanings of things and just having people look at things in a different way, because all my favorite rappers, Lil Wayne, that's what they do, and that's what intrigued me.
When was the first time you met Lil Wayne?
Oh,
and how did that situation come about?
Well, I was just doing my little underground thing in New York.
Yeah.
And Wayne saw this DVD that I did, like when I was rapping. And he hollered at us. And I went and met him. And a couple years later, I was signed to Cash Money.
Simple as that.
Simple as that.
All right, well, Nicki Minaj, welcome, honey.
Thank you.
I'm so excited you're here.
Thanks.
It's amazing because as a girl in this industry, I feel that it's so great to see you doing your thing in this rap game. It is so difficult for girls.
Absolutely.
How does it feel to be teaming up with like the great Eminem?
It just feels like a dream come true. I never thought in a billion years that he would be on my album. Didn't even think he knew who I was. Like, you know what I mean? So it just feels like, hip hop is taking a turn for the better right now, because they're allowing, and I have to give props to the heads, like, the J's and the Kanye's and the M's and the Waynes. I have to give them the most props, because they are very influential, you know what I mean? And they're able to co-sign a girl and have their fans then respect me as just a lyricist, as just an artist, So shout out to them for all they've been doing for me. But I just think that it's a really, really great day for hip-hop in general.
Yeah. Pink Friday, November 23rd. So I only have 2 minutes with you, and so I'm going to get to like the juicy questions. Nothing crazy, I promise. How do you keep, I have a big booty myself, how do you keep yours intact? Leg raises,
keep my booty intact.
Stairmaster, what do you do?
Well, actually, I've been doing a lot of cardio.
What?
Yeah.
Are you trying to get rid of it?
I've been trying to lose weight. I actually did lose weight in the last 7 days.
Wow. Well, you're on the road.
But it's actually harder to lose weight on the road. So I've been like, having my salads pre-made and sent to the hotel and stuff like that. But I mean, I really, to be honest, I don't do anything specifically. I just try to, I don't know, not eat too much.
All right. When was your first kiss? Do you remember your first kiss?
Yes. I was in elementary school, and it was a boy named Derek Branch.
Oh, you just gave him too much love.
Wait,
Come on.
Was it Derek Branch or Travis? Anyway, it was.
I like Travis. The name's cuter.
That's cute, right? No, but I think it was that right. But yeah, it was weird. It was like a whole bunch of kids in the yard, like across the street, and everybody was lined up to kiss, to do their first kiss and stuff. It was strange.
Yeah, it's a little awkward. How did the whole booby signing thing start? Because most of the time it's dudes who do that at like rock shows, so.
Yeah. I don't even remember when I first did it, and I really wish now that I would have documented that. And instead, it just goes to show you like these great moments come and go. Because I don't remember what made me do it. I don't remember where I was when I did it, but it's just like something I can't do. I can't go somewhere and not do it now.
Okay. Do you prefer thongs or boy shorts?
It depends on like if I'm in the house or if
that's true. But like
in clothes, thongs.
For sure.
Yeah, and if like you're walking around the house, I can imagine how your butt looks in thongs.
We will see later. All right. Do you have a celebrity crush? You gotta have one. Male and female.
I don't have any crushes right now.
Okay. So we'll just do this. Who's hotter physically?
Yeah.
Drake or Lil Wayne? I know it's like your brother, but come
Why
on.
does everyone ask me about Drake versus Wayne? It's like,
Okay, we'll do another one.
no, well, wait, let me say this. Well, Wayne has a beautiful body. He's little, but he's like cut. I don't know what he be doing on his spare time. But can I just say something? They're both beautiful, and people always ask me like
Between those two, really?
Yes.
Okay.
It's weird. They're
So if
both
you had
beautiful.
to, if you're like, okay, I'd go on a date with you. No, you don't know anything about them.
But look, can I say that
Yes.
it would depend on how I felt that day. You know, like when you're feeling for the bad boy and when you're feeling for the good boy.
Okay.
Like if you want the bad boy and you want, somebody that's gonna talk dirty and
Yes.
crazy and make you feel like that, you're gonna go with Wayne.
Yeah.
If you want the guy that's gonna say all the right things and just stroke your hair, and, then you'll go with Drake.
All right, fair enough. Chris Brown or Trey Songz? Physical. Again, this is just purely
Physically.
physical. Who's hotter? Like if you saw them on the street, you're like, you know what, Ness? That dude right there.
They're both hot.
I
can't. Let me tell you what. Both of them have sex appeal.
Right.
Something about them is like, you're kind of like curious. You
Yes.
know? So yeah, those are both great choices.
Either or. But if
I mean,
one
no,
had
Trey. Okay, listen. Trey
Okay.
got that grown and sexy type.
Right, right.
He seems like but they're both they're both sexy.
All right, fair enough. Okay, so you have
Who would you pick?
between Trey and Chris. That is, I think, it's tough. It's like on which day of the week
Right.
it is. But the one thing I do like about Chris is his tattoos. I like tattoos. Do you like tattoos on a dude?
Does he have a lot of tattoos?
He always twit picks up.
Oh, I love tattoos, but I don't know. Doesn't Trey have any? I don't know.
I don't know. I haven't
I
seen him
haven't been
twit
paying
pick up.
attention.
Yeah.
They're both.
Yeah. It depends what day.
Yeah.
I agree with you. Okay, so you have a song, I Ain't Through, and it's with you and our big girl, Keisha Cole.
Yeah.
And, okay, so this listener want to know, is there a particular person you're talking about in that song, or is it just in general?
About what line are you referring to?
Just, I Ain't Through, and you're talking about old, referring to old person. You're old and you're done. So, I didn't want to, it was
You're
a
old
listener
and you're
question.
done?
We can ask him there.
I don't remember saying that on the song. Actually, when we sat down and wrote that song, Keisha, her vibe, she wanted it to be like, this is my time, this is my moment, this is my era.
Right.
Know? And so my rap
Definitely
parallels what her thoughts were for the.
And the only reason I bring that up is because I remember there was like that, and I know you can clarify if there's any truth about you guys not getting along. And I remember hearing that, and I was like,
Keisha, and he
right?
Yeah,
Did you hear that? Okay.
Again, but that's the thing when people really read blogs, like if it's like Fox 5 News,
Yeah.
blogs are entertainment.
Yes.
So if a blog, for instance, if I do a new photo shoot and the blog
Yes,
wants to
YRB.
and the blog wants to put it up, they're not just gonna put it up, they're gonna make a story around it. I respect what they do, but you gotta understand it's entertainment. I've never had an argument with Keisha Cole in my life. Like, you know what I mean? She actually spoke to me the day after the BET Awards, and she was like, I think, we should do something. And I was like, it's funny because like 2 years ago when people would ask me who I wanted to work with, I would always say Keisha.
Oh, that's dope. That's fresh.
And when she hit me, like, I was just like, of course. I was like, no questions asked. Let's do it.
That's dope. And the final question is, Are you married, engaged, or anything?
No.
Because of Shining. You know that, right?
No, not at all.
Not at all. All right, Nicki Minaj, thank you so much. And again, I just want you to know, from a girl in this game, I know how hard it is.
Yes.
So I absolutely respect you, and
Thank you.
I hope all is well. And you know, I know you pay your homage and everything like that. So thank you for
Yes,
representing
thank
the
you.
younger generation
Thank
and
you.
doing it. It's so appreciated.
Shout out to you. You're beautiful.
Oh,
You're doing your
thank you.
thing. Shout out to all the women in radio.
I love it.
Really that.
Nicki Minaj, thank you very much.
We got a special guest in the building today,
Yeah, this family right here.
and I feel honored.
Uh-huh.
She doesn't usually do morning shows,
No.
but she woke up early this morning to come and drop by to the Breakfast Club.
If I'm not mistaken, it's the first time she's ever done morning radio in New York.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Wow, well, this is the first and only morning stop that she did this time.
Okay.
And I end up talking like her when I'm around her.
Do you?
Yeah, I start talking
How,
like this.
how do I talk?
You know, like this. I do the Nicki accent. I mirror you.
I will introduce her.
Okay.
Nicki Minaj.
Nicki Minaj!
Absolutely.
Yes.
Breakfast Club.
What's up, Nick?
I can't complain.
Album in stores right now.
Album is in stores.
Now, we don't get you much, so now that we got you, we're going to keep you for as long as we can have you.
Brother.
And we're going to talk about everything that we've ever heard about Nicki Minaj.
Well, her album came out
brother.
yesterday, so let's make sure we put that
That's
out there.
right, the album's
Absolutely.
out right now.
Yeah.
Pink Friday, Roman Reloaded.
Yes.
Now, you got some collaborations on there that maybe 3 years ago people would have expected, but now, not so much.
Right.
You know?
What do
like,
you mean?
Like Nas,
Right.
Cam, you know? Like,
Where'd you find Nas? Like, where did you,
Want to
like...
know what's so crazy? So we're recording the album in LA, and for like a week straight, Nas is in the same studio recording. And I was not working on that type of stuff, right? So I'm just like finishing. I'm like, oh, what? Nas here? Whoa, you know, blah, 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 whatever. Keeps it moving. Next thing you know, Nas leaves the studio, flies wherever he flew to, and I record Champion.
Right.
And then I start playing it, and I'm like, Nas. Like, Nas. Everybody that I played it for was like, yo, if you could get Nas, crazy. So we called his manager, and he goes, I don't know, you know, Nas don't usually do da-da-da-da.
Right,
You know
right.
the whole spiel, and I said, well, you know what, let me just send him the record, and, you know, and he heard it, and he said, I love it. He was like, yo, if you could wait 2 days, we was mixing the album. Like, that's how crazy it was. We was already mixing. He was like, if you could wait till Monday, it was a Friday night, I think. He was like, I'll do it as soon as I come back, because I think he was in like overseas.
Right.
And he kept his word. Like, as soon as he came back, he knocked it out. When I heard it, I was in love with the verse, and I just felt like, yo, is this really hot? You know what I'm saying? Because I'm from Queens, and it's a big deal for me. And he delivered so crazy on the album. It felt like it was a Nas record. It didn't feel like Nas on a Nicki Minaj
Right.
song, you know. And
You're not supposed to be doing that, though. They say you're not hip-hop no more. You're not supposed to
I'm
be doing
not
stuff like
hip-hop.
that.
I'm sorry, Charlamagne. My bad. Why I do that hip-hop song?
I know.
Now, also Cameron. Now, I
Yes.
didn't know
my
Cameron
boo.
was one of your favorite rappers.
That's my boo.
I seen you put that on Twitter. Now,
Because
explain to Cam.
He's a comedian, you know, and he's intelligent. And when I see somebody go toe to toe with somebody like Bill O'Reilly and make that dude squirm like that, I'm impressed. You know what I'm saying? Because he was making valid points, but he was making me crack up laughing. And I love people that make me laugh. So, you know, aside from the fact that he's from New York, he put this incredible team called Dipset on the map.
Absolutely.
He ran that movement, and we all wanted to be, you know, involved in that movement at one time. You know what I'm saying? Because it was big for New York.
Right.
So now, you know, for me to be doing my sophomore album, he's another one that I didn't know if I could get. Because sometimes, because, you know, to me, you know, Cam is a legendary artist in the game. And sometimes, you know, some people will feel like, nah, I ain't going, you know, for whatever reason, they may not want to work with
You're
the
pretty
kid.
big out there, Nikki. I don't know if you
I don't know
that.
if you realize that.
You
know,
pretty
but-
big out there, Nick.
Thank you. But sometimes people feel like, nah, you know, I don't do that. Because sometimes people hear about me and they don't even know about
This
me.
ain't the old mixtape days when you do a mixtape. You be like, man, I hope no, Nick, you're pretty big out there. When you make a call, 9 times out of 10, they're gonna come
I mean,
through.
you pretty much work with almost all of the legendary artists right now.
I have.
Is there anybody left that you feel like I still need to get a collaboration with this person?
Just my fans want a Beyonce collab. That's the only one. But
That'd
I
be
feel
dope.
like I've worked with every, like, if anybody would have told me before my second album came out, I would have worked with MJ, Kanye, Mariah Carey, Madonna. Like, I would have said, you're kidding me. You know what I'm saying? But it really happened.
Speaking of Madonna,
Yeah.
you just went right into it. Thanks for the layup.
Yeah.
You kissed Madonna.
I did.
Madonna kissed her.
Thank you, Angela.
It was her birthday.
Now there was rumor that there was a tongue involved.
You know what? Just shut up, because I know damn well you saw the video.
Yeah, the video is up. What are you talking about?
They said it was behind the scenes
You
footage.
saw the video.
I'm just asking.
You know what? Don't let me come over there and be.
All right.
Madonna's ventured vagina though. That's not a bad chick to be kissing.
Not at all. She's bad. Madonna is bad. Like, seriously. She soft lips. Real
Stop it. Turning me on. My nipples are getting hard.
Knock it off.
All right. Sorry.
Now, Nicki, we've talked about this before. You know, you're from New York, born and raised, Queens.
Yeah. Well, I was born in Trinidad. And I was raised in New York. Yeah.
And you know, you ran the mixtape circuit here, came up on the underground DVDs here, but it seems like New York doesn't give you your proper just due as being one of its own. Does that bother you?
It did, but now I've been winning so much. So.
I did love that MTV special that I saw about you with your mom and all of your friends and everything.
Yeah. I mean, I had a blast doing that MTV special, but as far as like the whole New York thing, I am New York. People that, if you have common sense, you know that I'm New York, and that's it. And I no longer have to prove myself to anybody. Like, we talked about that. Like, even you said, you was like, sometimes I think you care too much. You know what I'm saying? Right. I've gotten to a place now where, and even when you said that, I said, yo, if I really did care that much, my album would not have become so diverse. Like, I made the album because I was just like, yo, I don't care. A lot of you guys don't buy my album anyway. And I have to say that sidebar, New York is my highest selling market for my first album. So this is not talking about my barbs and my babies. They know who they are. They know I love them. This is about I think like most of the older people,
the old regime,
right? The old other this new generation, they get it. They know Nicki Minaj put in work, but the older people, I'm not worried about it no more. They gonna get in, fit in how they fit in, or get out. Like, I don't care. Like, I'm good.
They want you to wear construction Timbs with jean shorts and rap.
And what's so crazy is what's so crazy is I never did that. Interestingly enough, we about to shoot a video for the Cameron Ross record the other day, but we wound up not. And I sent it out, and like somebody sent me a treatment, and they was like, yeah, we gonna take Nicki back to her essence, and we gonna put her in an Adidas tracksuit, and I was like, wait a minute. I said, first, and that's the problem. Like, people think you ain't got to take Nicki Minaj back to nothing. Nicki Minaj knows who I am, and if I want to do what I did, I could do it. But to dress me different doesn't change me. And when I came with the first DVD I ever did, when everybody remember my baby fat bag, I still had on heels, trying to look cute, my little crop jacket,
had on little jeans,
nails long. I didn't come in the game wearing sweatpants. What are you talking about?
Yeah, I've never actually seen Nicki Minaj, and I met you way back then too.
Yeah,
and you always were done up and had your hair done.
Yeah, I was always trying to be cute, whether it was expensive or not.
We had the little baby fat thing. We can do a little baby fat now.
I was trying to be cute.
A little better now.
So it's like people talking about, like the director. my point was they were trying to bring Nicki Minaj back to her essence.
Right.
But that was never me. So what are you talking? What chick are you creating? Because that wasn't me.
Now there's a lot of female rappers taking shots at you. Some of them are known. Some of them are unknown. Why are they taking shots at you? Because I haven't really heard you go at anybody. I haven't heard you go at one person.
We're not about to do this.
But you know what? Because what it is when people are successful, that's when no one's gonna care if you're not doing well. But when you're doing well, that's who you have to come at. The person that's on top, and that's just what it is.
Yeah, but shout out, bless their hearts.
You done? You're not gonna go at them no more? Because it's kind of like a bully. You know when a bully picks on a kid?
I don't go at nobody, Envy. I don't go at
did it on them.
Yeah, but
Envy.
Tragedy.
I don't go at them.
But it's like the moon barking at the dog now, though. Like, when the dog barks at the moon, it's nothing. When the moon barks at the dog, it's news.
Right,
So you kind of doing them a service by saying something to them.
But I don't say anything to them. What's so interesting is you guys always think I'm talking to somebody, and then you think I'm talking to somebody in particular. A lot of times I be talking to people y'all have no idea I'm talking to, which is interesting. I'm good. And when I say that, I mean, like, I'm not writing records about any girls in the game, past or present. I wish you guys the best, and I really mean that. Like, we went at it. The best woman won, and I'm ready to move on. Like, it's not that people make it a bigger deal than I make it. You know what I mean? Like, I'm about to go and tour around the world. You know what I'm saying? And And this is my first time touring around the world. So could you imagine? I'm like a kid in a candy store. I'm so excited. You know, my fans give me so much love. Y'all know my fans is off the chain. Like, they're different. They're special. It's not regular fans. It's like a movement. So I don't really worry about that stuff as much as you guys worry about it. You know what I mean? Like, I'm having fun. For my first album, I wasn't really having fun. Like, I was too busy figuring myself out as an artist. Like, you know, I was too busy caring about what critics thought, and now I'm actually like enjoying myself. So in terms of the girls, I said before, when a door opens for me, that means you just got another opportunity to do you.
Right.
Right. So now, like I told Charlamagne, I in order for my theory to prove right, these girls have to come in the game and now get deals because of Nicki Minaj. Because I said this would happen. If you don't like me, that's fine. But, you know, watch your mouth.
I know, but you know, I never understood the issue because you always paid homage when it came to the older generation. Always. I never heard you not pay homage.
I always did. Like, I bowed down to everybody. When I tell you, I gave everybody their props because I really believed that you guys opened doors for me and y'all did y'all thing, and you know. But when people start going at me, you know what I think? I think a lot of people thought I was going to crumble when people started going at me. I thought people don't know how I'm built. There's nothing you can do to me right now that I haven't gone through 50 times worse in my life. Okay? I've gone through anything you can imagine right now. I've gone through it. These little spats and these little issues and somebody saying this about Nicki, like, I rise to the occasion every time. That's what people, you know, like how you was asking me, what do you think separates you from everybody? What? And I'm like, oh, I want it the most. And you're like, well, everybody want it the most, right? I was saying, like, yo, a lot of girls want it, but they haven't been tested so much along the way. Like, when I first started doing music and I was like signing production companies and management and stuff like that, like, I had people purposely not tell me record companies was interested in me. Like, I had a lot of psychological stuff happen to me that made me borderline go crazy. Do you know what it is to be, you know, I was working at the time, and, you know, I'm on a train going to work, and I'm just hoping and praying every day that somebody likes my demo and yada, yada, yada. And then I would find out later that dudes wouldn't tell me that, you know, that niggas was interested in me, and, you know, because of their own ulterior motive and yada, yada, yada. It was just a lot of psychological manipulation going on, and that's why I'm so aggressive now in my business life, because I feel like I gave too many people the opportunity to do me dirty. You know what I'm saying? So a rap battle, I could do that in my sleep now. Right. You know what I'm saying? I'm trying to get paper. Like, I'm trying to be, and I watch what Jay-Z did, and I feel like, yo, if he could do it, I could do it. Just because I'm a girl doesn't make me any different. You know what I'm saying? I'm still qualified. I still came in the game writing my own raps. I still came in the game saying, you know what, this is who I am, and you're not going to freaking change me. And if you don't like it, oh, well, you're going to learn that it's going to stay around. I'm going to be here. You know what I'm saying? That's where my mind is at.
Now, also, you mentioned that you having fun now. Now, what does Nicki do for fun? Now, I mean, we seen, I think, a video of you going to Great Adventure. And I think you went there for like 5 minutes, and then that was just shut down with so many people. Didn't work out too well. Like, how does Nicki Minaj have fun? I mean,
you're spending money too.
You can't even go to the mall, I would assume, really.
Is that? But that's not my idea of having fun.
What's Nicki's idea of having fun?
Being home by myself.
Oh my goodness.
Watching My Wives and stuff like that.
Watching that, Judge Judy or whatever.
What about playing dress up? Because you're Caribbean.
I don't like.
What are you talking about? What does
I'm saying? Caribbeans like to dress up. Yes, they do. Y'all know Caribbeans like to dress up.
I'm Caribbean. I don't dress up. What are you talking about?
You're a different kind of Caribbean, though. I'm talking about like the, you know, Trinidadians and Jamaicans.
What are you talking about?
What are you talking about?
They like to dress up.
No, that sounds crazy. No, they
when I go to the Caribbean parade, I see a bunch of people dressed up.
Oh, that's a parade,
right?
My goodness.
Oh, I thought they did that.
He's from the South. He's from the South. He has no idea.
He has no idea. Some chitlins. I can't.
I know you said it. You said in an interview you're not really a club person. You're more of a homebody.
I'm a
you
homebody.
like to be at home.
Yeah, if I like. if I wasn't doing rap, I would be a lawyer, and I would like relish the opportunity to be a housewife too. I like that.
What do you do at home? Like, you just seem like you. What do you do? Sew at home?
I can't believe you
Envy.
What do you do?
I studio over Greg.
You know what our house probably looks like? Probably looks like Disney World. So it's probably fun to be home all the time.
No. I ain't get that one yet. I'm looking. I just saw something I like in Malibu. No, but I'm not home. I'm never home. When you say what do you do for fun, like fun to me is conquering stuff. Like, that's what drives me. So fun is not going and buying some sneakers.
We know what to get you for Christmas. Monopoly. What? We got to get you board games and stuff like that. Like, you just seem like you just...
No. You got to get Nicki something from the heart, because anything we can buy, she can get for herself. You got to make her like a card.
That's
like,
not
with a collage on it. Like, we love you, Nicki.
Nice.
Maybe a diorama.
What?
I don't even know what that is. But
You don't remember those? You used to make a little shoebox when you were in school?
That must be from China.
I don't know nothing about that.
Now, Nicki, let's talk about that rock. Ever since I mentioned the rock, you haven't put your hand back on the table. What? 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 It's a nice rock. I'm just asking.
She just wears it on her
You
ring
want to
finger.
know something?
She did say she wanted to be a housewife, so
She did.
Hey, that's
What?
the first
Why are
step
you
to
looking
being a
at me
housewife.
like that? What?
Well, first of all,
There it is.
There it goes. Woo,
Boom.
I do.
I said I do.
Did it on him.
No, why does everybody think this is an engagement ring?
Because
It's
on the
on
ring
your ring
finger.
finger.
You know what? From this day forth,
Put it on your pinky like a boss.
word.
I can't fit
It
on her
won't fit on
little
the pinky now. It'll fly right off.
So no, why does everybody? I can't. The kid can't
But when
buy.
you a ring finger, ring finger, you know.
All right, Angela, I get it, but it's not an engagement ring.
It's not an engagement ring.
Okay, well, it's nice.
Thank you.
You bought it for yourself?
Well,
Oh my gosh, you bad liar, Nicki. Bad liar.
I know you had recently said you were going to go back to acting, because that's really kind of your roots are in that. And I know that you actually recently premiered a little something of what it's going to be. So you have a movie already ready to go?
No, it's not ready to go. I've just been writing that Roman character, and so I was thinking about making it into a book and a movie.
Okay.
So I was just giving the Grammy people a preview.
Right. Okay, no, because you have strong acting roots, so
Yeah,
I've always
yeah,
wondered
yeah.
when you're going to start doing some film.
I was gonna start doing it a lot earlier, but I had a, we were talking about it like a couple days ago. Like, not for nothing, but acting requires so much of your time, and it's not like you getting $10 million a picture. So it's like you got to really think about it. You know, it's one of them things where I would rather do it once, I settle in my music more.
Right, because now you have an album out and you're promoting, you're doing your first world tour.
Right.
And I heard you have a fragrance that you're coming out with, a clothing line.
Yeah.
Pop soda. Oh, my fault.
I am working with I am working with Pepsi. I can't say in what capacity, but I can say that I'm working with them, and they're an amazing brand, and that's all I can say about that.
That's the rich voice.
Yeah.
Now, Nicki's very honest about like her work. Like, you mentioned yesterday that Massive Attack was your best video, worst song.
Oh my goodness, I cringe when I hear Massive Attack. There's a few songs that I cringe when I hear.
That song was just
What else?
confusing.
What
That
else?
song was
That
confusing.
it didn't
to
have
me.
no beat.
Right. It was just confusing to me.
Right.
What other songs make you cringe?
Your Love.
Your love was tough. Are you crazy?
Listen, I still play that song.
It wasn't mixed properly. Are you
That
kidding?
was just that
They
seemed like it was
leaked-
mixtape record straight
No
off the
one would know
mixtape right
that.
on radio.
Your love was tough.
Yes,
But you
I
didn't know that was
like
going to take off like it did.
Of course not. Of course not.
That's still my
I
song.
loved it, but I didn't want nobody to hear it like that.
What about Roman in Moscow? Because you left that off the album.
I feel bad. I didn't know my fans cared about that stupid song. My fans love that song.
I didn't really like that record, but I knew people who liked it. I knew people who
yeah,
was
and that's the thing. I did it just to be a little teaser.
Look, we got Nicki Minaj here. All
What
the
do
song
you
stuff is
want?
good.
Oh no, but just I was leading into
I
this.
wanna know about
Listen, hold on. I was leading into this.
want?
I want to know
What
the
did you-
Grammys. What happened
Exactly,
to the
that's what I was
Grammys?
leading into.
Let's go to
What
Grammys.
do you mean what happened at the
How do you
like that
critique your
performance.
Grammy performance?
I did that was my best performance
I
ever.
agree.
And if anybody don't agree, you could.
Why you talking to me? I said I
ahead.
agree.
No, we
you
got an
wanna say?
argument
You
about that.
could
Because me
what?
and
You
Envy
could
liked
what?
it. Angela didn't too much like the performance.
I
but we
wasn't
liked
even
the performance.
here. I was at the Grammys.
She was there.
Oh,
no, we
well.
said we liked the Grammys, and people thought
I
it was a little
loved my-
left and a little different.
Good.
I like that Grammy performance. I thought that was one of your best performances.
That was
I've
my
seen.
best performance ever.
I was scared of you after that. I'm not gonna lie, all the levitating and everything.
But people don't
What's
understand you
going
got a
on?
background in theater, so it wasn't like you was doing something so out of character.
Yo, but can I say something? I did a skit on my Right Through Me video. I did a skit on my Moment for Life video. I did a fighting scene in my Fly video. That was the skit for the Roman holiday video. It goes perfectly with the song, which y'all don't understand. Do you understand what I'm saying?
But I was more upset that you left Scaff Beezy out for the old white man.
You think mainstream America like didn't understand the whole Roman thing? Because you really got to be a deep Nicki Minaj fan to understand Roman.
Of course. I mean, that goes without saying. They didn't understand. It was like, why? What are you talking about? Why are you calling yourself Roman? Who was that man? And why? What are you doing here? And why they even let you perform at the Grammys, black chick? They didn't understand it, but I was happy that they didn't understand it. I don't want to always be understood. That's the crazy thing about me. It's even with my lyrics, I don't like when people understand all my lyrics. I purposely say it in a crazy way. Like, I want my fans, my core, to really go and dissect the lyrics. I don't want them. I feel like you got to talk in code sometimes, and a lot of things I do, I feel like it's code. I don't want everybody knowing and figuring it out and being able to predict my next move. And I loved my Grammy performance. Shout out to Lorianne, because she gets me. I painted this picture. I painted the picture for the Grammy people. They heard the song. They went crazy over that song. I wasn't going to do that song.
Right.
I didn't like the song until I heard it on the album. When I heard it, I didn't get it. But when I heard it on the album, I was like, okay, I get Roman's Holiday now.
Right, because Roman Holiday, it's just a theatrical piece. It's not a song for you to be like, hey, I'm in the club.
Right.
It's just a theatrical piece, and I like to do different stuff. I don't think an album, I could give you a verse after verse after verse. I do features for that. I'm not going to give you just a verse after verse on my album. You know what I'm saying? But again, I was happy they didn't get it. I was proud of my performance. I still am. It's my best performance to date. I loved my production. Like, I loved the fact it looked like a church. I loved the priest. I loved everything about it. You know what I'm saying? I loved my Oscar de la Renta dress. I loved my custom-made Versace robes flown in from Milan.
Right.
I loved it.
Now, do you ever have to like kind of scream on Lorianne, because she was Lady Gaga's choreographer? So you have to tell her like, look, that's not me, that's Gaga. Like,
hell no. Lorianne was working with me since I came in the game.
Oh, okay.
Lorianne, I don't know. Do you remember on My Time Now? Lorianne was there with me doing my MTV performance.
Yes, I remember.
Yeah, I've been working with her for a couple years. So I guess they parted ways with Gaga, but no, I never have to scream on Lorianne. Like, Lorianne is the only creative director so far that I've ever met that gets me. Like, I don't even gotta say nothing. Like, I'll tell her my idea and bang, it's just like in its physical form, it's done.
Drake.
Yeah.
I say it like that, yeah.
She's waiting for Charlamagne to jump in.
No. Charlamagne talks about Drake all day long.
I give him cultural critique. I critique him.
Now, she's looking at the mirror now. She's looking at the mirror now. Now, Charlamagne talks about Drake what do you say about Drake, Charlamagne?
I call him a pretty albino girl. I call him Princess Boy.
It's getting hot.
But I do respect him as a rapper. He's a dope lyricist. I just don't like when he sings. And I don't like when he acts like a thug. When he acts like a thug, that really bothers me.
Now,
so you don't like somebody when they sing, but you don't like them when they act like a thug. So what you want him to do?
That's very true too. And I actually heard an interview where he said recently, I'm going to sing and I'm going to be the sensitive guy. That's my lane. And I said, you know what? That is his lane.
Right.
So as long as he's doing that, I'm cool. But when he's in the video with, goons behind him, the most non-threatening goons I've ever seen, and black gloves and all that, I'm not with that. And talking about you think Drake's gonna pull it, you never know. Like, I'm not with that.
Is it awkward when he says things like he would marry you and you're the girl and blah blah blah? Are you like, Drake, come on, we're your label mates?
We just have fun. Drake and I are like, we're just known for doing like this crazy like flirting stuff, and we get a kick out of it. You know what I'm saying? I think some of the fans get a kick out of it, and no, it's never awkward. It's like
funny.
You know what I always think? I think that when I was like 15, and I would see like Jay and Foxy and not saying that they were flirting, but like they're interacting, and when you see
Jay was definitely
Jay was knocking Foxy down.
Biggie was definitely knocking
bad
Kim.
example.
So you need to stay with him.
knocking Kim down. That's a bad example.
Absolutely.
But go ahead.
Absolutely.
Okay, you can continue on. Okay, when they used to flirt.
We want Drake to come. We're gonna have Drake come sit down
y'all.
here.
Don't put that in my mouth. Pause. I didn't say that. What I'm saying is, I think that the kids will get a kick out of it. It's like when they see Wayne, Drake, and Nicki Minaj, and we're talking, and sometimes we're doing all this stuff. They're like, oh my goodness, I want to be in Young Money. What is it like? It's like just it's a dope little kind of cute picture for the kids that's looking. You know what I'm saying? That's all it is. He's definitely more of like my little brother. You know what I'm saying? And that's really how I look at. I feel like I look at Wayne as my older brother and Drake as my little brother, but we do our little flirting and stuff because we ain't really brothers and sisters. So that's all to it.
I always said when you first signed over there with
how many pictures are you gonna take of me? I don't want no more pictures, boy. Please, sir.
I'm going to tell you. Five, you good about five. You get the sixes a little too far.
I've never seen somebody get shut down. Like, I've never seen that. I've heard about superstars doing that, but I've never seen that.
I told you, Nicki's good for about five. I said, five, she's good for about five.
Yo, I can't wait till I get to that level. Hey, put the goddamn camera away. Okay.
Oh, so Nicki, I was saying when you first signed over at Young Money, Cash Money, being like the one female, I guess Chanel was there also, but was it like, when you were the new woman there, were the guys kind of going crazy over you to be an attractive female?
No.
Not at all?
No, they was always drinking so much syrup. They would just be asleep. Oh, okay. By the time I got to the studio, they would always be asleep. It was never like that. But you know what? I never carried myself that way. I never came in like, what up, y'all? Pum, pum. I never been that type of person. You know
when I used to see you, always had a hood on.
Really?
Yeah, you always had a hood on. Well, I guess you were recording, or you always had a hood on.
How long did it take for them to like really take you serious? Because there's a lot of artists over there. At what point did they say, okay, Nicki really is a problem?
It was right before I signed my deal. That's when I got the phone call from Wayne, like, yo, Nick, you ain't gonna sign with Young Money? Like barking on me. And I was like, well, I didn't know if you guys wanted to sign me. And he was at a basketball game, and like he never talked to me like that before. I was so shocked. And I got off the phone and I was just like, yo, because I was this close to signing with another label.
What label?
Warner.
Damn.
And,
damn, Warner's sick.
And
damn, they sick.
Sorry, guys.
And, but what was gonna happen was that Wayne was gonna executive produce the album, and I didn't know that his desires changed. So I went on trying to get myself a deal. And so apparently then it changed, and he was like, no, I'm gonna sign my artist, and we're gonna do our thing. And I did I tell you guys that, I don't know if y'all ever heard this story. I had a dream. I dream everything. I had a dream that I was like on a boat or whatever, and like they were like, come on, it's time to go, and I was like, no, I don't want to go. I was afraid to go. And I just stayed on this other place, and then I looked over like across seas, and I saw Wayne, Drake, Mac, Gutter. Like I just saw everybody rocking this crazy concert. Right. And when I woke up, I said, oh, if I don't go, I'm gonna regret it. If I don't go to Young Money, I'm gonna regret it. You know who had a big part in it? Irv Gotti. That's my baby.
I remember he compared you to Lauryn Hill early before anybody
was like,
saw it.
But let me tell you something about Irv. He has like an eye, an instinct. He actually got the reason why I never made like stupid decisions in terms of my record deals, and I don't got no 360 and all that. Irv got me with top lawyers early in the game. Right. He called them up. He was like, yo, I'm telling you, this girl's gonna be big. Please rep her. Because I didn't have the kind of money to get, a big firm. Lawyer, right. And they, them lawyers, I'm still with them now. They actually repped me. And I remember one time Irv was like, yo, what the f is wrong with you? Like, you crazy? You contemplating if you gonna sign with Young Money? Like, I was like, cause I was listening to what everybody else was telling me. So many people was putting all this shit in my head. They was like, yo, Wayne ain't never gonna put you out. Wayne ain't gonna be no businessman enough. Wayne got da-da-da. And so it just goes to show you that, remember we all kept talking about there's no blueprint? Like, absolutely. You make your own blueprint. You know what I'm saying? And I love Wayne for, like, he kept his word to me. And the other side to that coin is that I got my own buzz. Like, I did my own thing. Like, you can't expect Wayne to make you who, you know, and this goes for everybody. Nobody's gonna make you into a Nicki Minaj. So please stop thinking that. You know what I'm saying? Nicki Minaj went out. I was paying for my own mixtapes, you know, going to the studio, paying for my own studio time. And I was doing shows. I was doing 4 shows a week. And then I would go to the studio and record. You know what I'm saying? And put my mixtapes out and enlist, you know, DJs like DJ Holiday and, you know, whoever to host the CDs and stuff like that. And, you know, I got a lot of help along the way. Like, I got help from Deb, Walker's mom, and, you know, like a lot of I would meet great people and they would help me. But for the most part, it was me on Twitter and me on these social networks and MySpace when that came out. It was me just, you know, interacting with my fans that got this all started. Once I stirred it up, Baby and Slim was like, you dropping your album in November. Right. And I was like, no, please don't make me drop my album in November. Remember? I was in some dance rehearsal for something, and I was like, I really was so upset that they told me I had to drop an album, because I was like, no one's going to buy it, and you're going to embarrass me.
No, well, that was
one of the top selling albums of the year when it came out.
You know what's crazy? Me and Envy always talk about this. You got all these New York execs here in New York who have let the 2 biggest artists from New York in the past 8 years go. 50 Cent got signed by a dude from the West and the Midwest. Right. And Nicki got signed by dudes from down south.
Yeah.
Do you ever sit around and think about that? Like,
I used to in the beginning, but now I don't. It doesn't matter to me. I feel like, I think outside of where people come from, it's the vibe. I feel like I was a great fit for Wayne. You know what I'm saying? I mean, what? Me and Jay-Z, me and 50 Cent wasn't gonna get on a track and do voices and be crazy together. You know what I'm saying? Like, it was just a great fit for who I was. So.
Are you looking to sign any artists? Because you got your Pink Friday Productions, right?
Yeah, just producers I've signed so far, but artists. The reason why I'm skeptical, because a lot of my dudes is like, yo, Nick, like, you know, like, sign me, I'm gonna do my thing, like, da-da.
Artists are crazy and difficult. Say it.
No, not that.
They suck. They not hot. No, for real, because Nicki, the person you signed, got to be one of the next ones.
But that's what I'm saying. No, and not only that, though, Charmaine, it's the fact that I wouldn't hate to let somebody down. I don't want nobody to put their dreams in my hands. I know what that feels like. I don't want to be the one that you sitting home saying, this she ain't put my single out. I know my single out. And artists always think they're hot. So I just be like, you know what, I want to help y'all. I'm gonna help y'all any way I can, but to make that commitment, that's a big commitment. Even though if I was to start a label deal right now, just so that the real people, the regular people in the real world understand this, if I was to say I want a label right now, I could get lots of money. Right. Lots of money. Just because they know Nicki Minaj is going to be behind it and she's going to co-sign it and she's going to promote it and yada, yada, yada. But I won't do that. A lot of dudes have done that. A lot of dudes historically in hip-hop have said they starting a label and get a $20 million check and piece themselves out. And that's it.
Every time you look on a blog site, you know, they're talking about you and they're talking about your relationship. Because it got to be difficult because you're in this for rapping.
What relationship?
Right. What are you talking about?
What relationship?
You back to this ring again, Envy?
I didn't say anything about the ring.
Envy, say what you got to say.
No,
what
I was
relationship?
saying about the relationship. Every time you say
what
something
relationship?
about your relationship.
White people, you know what?
I'm not white.
Yes, you. Oh, you're not.
Yes, he
I'm
is.
light-skinned.
No, he's definitely white. He
You're
is
not Puerto
white
Rican,
as they
Envy?
come. Listen here, you elitist. What relationship you
No,
talking
I'm talking about your relationship. Do you ever get mad when you look at media takeout and you see your relationship?
What relationship? And I don't look at
whether
blogs.
it's okay. Well, whether it's, you know, they say you with Wayne or with Drake or with Scaff Beezy, do you ever say leave
Scaff
my...
Beezy is my adopted son from Somalia.
All rich superstars adopt a little black baby.
Oh, that's
Scaff
adopted.
Beezy.
I gotta get me an adopted. Where you get him from? We're like,
Yo, we started rapping together. He's been rapping with me for like 10 years. The first group I ever was in, he was in the group.
what was the name of the group?
Let's move on.
Now let's talk about
He's also co-executive producer on the new Pink Friday.
Now let's talk about the
Thank
Pink
you.
Friday
People
album
don't
a little
understand
bit.
the role he plays. I'm gonna go to.
Well, we want to know because we don't see.
Well, let me tell you what role he plays.
Tell us.
He's the reason for Did It On Him being on my album. He's the reason for Bees in the Trap being on this album. He has a great ear for hood beats. And sometimes I'm off in La La Land and, you know, just want to listen to my dance records. He'll be like, you got to do this. You know what I'm saying?
nigga that be around.
And he be in the tracks hyping you up too.
High as the shooters.
He's the one that gets the shooters.
He got a couple Haitians that be acting but he knows lyrically what I'm capable of. He's the one that'll be like, because I keep a very small circle, and even in the studio. You came to my studio.
Yeah, wasn't nobody there. So me, Scaff, and Nicki.
So that's the point. I have people that I can trust right by my side. And that's why he's, co-executive producer of the album, because he's the one that got all the beats. He's the one going back and forth with 2 Chainz and Cam and everybody to get the songs done. We run our own ship. You know what I'm saying? We have a couple companies together. He's not. I don't know. I don't know what people really want me to say, but it's so funny because even when I was in Tokyo, you would not believe this. They were like, oh, who's SB and what is he? He was in your video, because they play Stupid Ho out there. They don't bleep it, which is hilarious. And they were asking about him. It's so true. What you got?
When you say, Ayo, SB.
Yeah, because they was like, why when you say? They was like, is this who you were talking about when you say, Ayo, SB, what good? I mean, people seem to be very intrigued, but we good.
Is he the person that tells you the truth? Like, who tells you the truth?
He tells me the truth. He tells me the truth. But it's weird because sometimes he tells me his truth and it's not the world's truth.
Right.
Sometimes, he said he hated Super Bass. And you could understand why he hates Super Bass. You know what I'm saying? He's a coon. He's a right.
He's not going to be jumping up and dancing to Super Bass. Now B's in the trap or something else.
Right. So I have to feel, so I always have, good cop, bad cop on my shoulder, and it keeps me to the point where I'm able to do an album like Moment Reloaded, where I can put the rap stuff and my dance stuff and the girly records, and that's what the role he plays.
How much of the public's criticism of you do you listen to? Like when you're looking at your Twitter or reading comments on blogs, like how much do you?
I don't
do
read
that?
blogs. I don't go on blogs, and I think that's the biggest mistake a new artist can make. Spare yourself.
Drive yourself crazy.
It will drive you crazy. I did that in the beginning. It ruined me for a bit. As far as criticism, I hear all the criticism, and I take it with a grain of salt. And like I said, if I really was paying attention to all the criticism. But here's the thing. I noticed this when I've been doing interviews. People keep talking to me about the criticism, but when I go on Twitter, 85% of it is positive reinforcement. So I can't say that. I mean, like, I just went #1 in the UK, New Zealand, #2 in Australia, #2 in Canada, #1 on US iTunes. So when people keep talking to me about criticism, and all I'm seeing on my, almost 11 million followers later, all I'm seeing is, oh my God, please make Pound the Alarm a single, please make Whip It a single, please make Hove Lane a single, please make the...
Right.
What critics?
Gotcha.
How much creative control did you have over this album? Is it all you?
All. I have all creative control over every single thing I do. Thank God for people like Baby and Slim. When I tell you I couldn't see myself with anybody else because they don't tell me what to do.
That's the best thing.
Wayne don't tell me what to do. Nobody it's like they trust me. And when someone trusts you, it makes you feel like I don't want to mess up even more now. Like, you know what I'm saying? I want to put out a song that Baby and Slim is going to say, okay, yeah, it's doing good. You know what I'm saying? Because I'm an experimental artist. Everything I do doesn't go #1. Everything I do isn't received well all the time. But I take chances, and it always comes together at the end.
They signed 52 artists. You ain't got to be on 52 artists as songs, right? Because they got like 70 artists over there.
Really?
Like from Mystical to Limp Bizkit to Bow Wow.
Yeah, a lot of those guys are going to be tax writers.
So when they call you and be like, hey, like it might be somebody that you're not feeling. Do you have to do songs? Be like, all right, baby, for you?
Of course not. I don't do anything with anybody I don't want to.
You have a lot of tracks on the album, too. And I was surprised that it wasn't going to be it could have been a double album.
Could have been a double disc.
Charlamagne's on the album?
It's very generous of you.
Yeah, because can I say something, Angela? People don't realize that even if you talk about me having my 5 dance records, most albums, nobody's giving you 22 songs no more. Because do you realize that we lose millions of dollars when we put over 15 songs on the album? I think Wayne lost, I think Max said $4 million because every time you go over your cap, the label doesn't pay producer royalties on those extra songs.
Right.
So you got to pay it out of your own pocket. So whatever money, little bit of money that Nicki Minaj get on the album, she got to dig in that but artists don't count that money. That's not money that we live off of. But I'm just saying, I'll probably lose $5 million by putting all those songs on there. But it's because I want my fans to be fed, and I want them to feel like, okay, I could hold off for another year, or whatever.
Right. Would you ever do a mixtape again?
Yes.
Sounds like there's something in the works.
I was saying that I would do a mixtape when all of the hottest MCs in the game sell millions of records, because people, in the hip hop culture, try to attack Nicki Minaj, yet y'all ain't buying the hottest MC in the game album.
Damn,
why the hottest MC in the game ain't selling 2 million albums?
Well, if we wait for them to sell records, you ain't never doing a mixtape. Now, Charlemagne is he a official barb?
Yeah, I call him See the Barb.
You see an official barb?
That's his name.
Listen, I've been a fan. I've been a fan of Nicki Minaj for a long time.
Do we have a special T-shirt or something?
Listen, I'm a supporter. I think she's
dope.
An
official barb.
My fans like him because they say he ratchet.
He's definitely ratchet.
Yeah,
he made somebody cry for going at you for. Well, that's another story. He made somebody cry because they said they stole your style. That you stole their style. He made her cry.
He did make her cry. See the Barb, baby.
There we go.
He's out here doing what we do.
Nicki Minaj, ladies and gentlemen, the album's in stores right now. You want to say something to your official barb, you?
No, I mean, listen, I'm a Nicki Minaj supporter. I think she's dope.
I want to thank Charlemagne. Charlemagne made an incredible guest appearance on my album with this interview. And let me tell you something. If I get one more call or hit about that interview...
Don't thank me. I want to thank you. I got people in other countries tweeting me. I can't even read their timeline. I can't even read the language.
Right. No, but my fans are going berserk, and we haven't even released the whole interview. Yeah. What people don't know is that interview was over an hour long.
Oh, I thought it was 23 minutes or something.
Yeah, on the album, but because I had to cut it, but it's like 2 hours of stuff there. So I'm gonna keep releasing some, but it's interesting because my fans, they were playing it when the album dropped as if it was a song. Like right now, they're like quoting all the words from the interview, and they're like, "Yo, that's our best interview," and "Thank you, Charlemagne," because most of the time my fans watch my interviews, they hate it because people ask me the most generic questions. So they was just like happy that I was comfortable enough to just open up pause for Charlemagne, and
he's shopping publishing deals now. He thinks he's gonna be rich now.
Nicki's always been the same because we've always had fun interviews too, and you still seem like the exact same, just a little richer, but
okay.
A little.
A lot.
Well, thank God for that. God has truly, truly blessed me. Not with money.
Nicki Minaj.
Hello.
It's so nice to meet you at last.
Thank you.
I've been waiting with bated breath for my whole broadcasting career to get hold of you.
Shut up. I'm so excited to be here. It's an honor to be here.
God bless you.
Okay.
Is it okay if we go through a series of little fact-tests and maybe you can confirm these to be true, or you can dispel these rumours?
Sure.
Okay, first of all, you have created a series of alter egos, a series of characters that reside deep within inside your soul.
Yes, that's true.
May I ask when you started doing this, and do you still do it to this day?
I think I started officially doing it right before my first album. I created a boy called Roman. Yes, I'm still doing it to this day. I've been creating new characters, but I've been really seasoning Roman and creating him more of a real human, I guess.
Okay.
Him, his mom, Martha.
And what would sum up Roman? If I was to meet Roman, what kind of person would I think they are?
He's a very mischievous, crazy little boy, and he sometimes likes to use very vulgar language and sort of run about the place and sort of wreak a lot of havoc and sort of, just be crazy.
So basically, Roman is your excuse to be as naughty as you like and then blame it on the Armeister. Nothing to do with Nicki.
No, it's really not. It's not.
I see through what you're doing.
Him, but it's really true.
Is there any new characters that possibly be inspired by meeting me today? I mean, is there a kind of like skinny little chimney sweep little cockney kind of fella going on there? Like Dick Van Dyke in Mary Poppins?
No, because you remind me a lot of Roman already.
Do I?
Yeah, because Roman's mom is from London.
Okay.
So Roman already has sort of an accent when he wants.
I like the accent, yeah.
So, yeah, you would have to be more of a... You know Ryan Seacrest?
I do know Ryan Seacrest.
You're more of a mix between Roman and Ryan Seacrest.
Thank you,
I have
Nicki.
to call you Ryan...
Ryan. Okay, nice. I've got my own name. Well, we can leave the interview there. I've got everything I needed. Thanks for watching. Goodbye.
Yeah, I've never done that before for anyone, so you're the first.
Now, as we continue to kind of inform the few out there who aren't up to speed with Miss Minaj, is it true that Simon Cowell contacted you to be a judge on the US version of The X Factor?
Yes.
And you said...
Well, I don't think I can talk about that. I'd rather not.
Okay. What, is it just not your thing?
I think we both decided together, do you know what I mean, that it wouldn't work out, and I think it was the best decision.
Okay. Now, in your opinion, I'm interested in this. What percentage of being a star, as it were, would you say is luck, talent, and hard work? How do you think they kind of divide up?
I don't think there's anything. I don't think luck exists in the world. I don't think that. I think you have favor from God that creates one percentage, and then you have your talent. But I think that they're really just talent, hard work, and then just like, you know, the almighty God.
Okay.
That, you know, plays a part. I don't like to call that luck because it makes it seem like it's by chance, it could have happened to anybody. No, I think it's predestined.
As big as your kind of music is to everybody, also your look, your fashion, your sense of style is also a kind of massive thing for people looking in at your world. You look spectacular, by the way.
Thank you. You do too.
What, really?
Yes, I do love it.
What's the process of kind of getting the Nicki Minaj look together? You know, is it something you have people to help you with? Is it something you might see something in a vintage shop and want that or get inspiration from that? How does it come about?
Yeah, I have my glam squad, and like I have people that will go and shop, and I ask for get me the best things in all the land, and they bring it to my room, and then I sift through stuff, and usually it's pretty quick though. I just find something that catches my eye really quick, and I just dump it on. And then I go and figure out a wig that I'm going to wear. I have like 20 wigs laid out, and then I ask everyone, how do I look? And if they say, if they like it, if no one says, then I'll walk out the room.
Nicki, I trust you completely. I'm a big fan of yours, but I must say though that there's no way you just dump something like this on. This isn't. They were your words.
No,
There must be more to it than that.
I just plopped it on.
You plopped it on now. You've dumped it on. You've plopped it on. You can't plop that on, young lady. I know that for a fact.
I just looked at the thing. I grabbed the top. I grabbed stockings. I grabbed shorts. This was the first thing, I promise, that I saw, that I picked up, that I tried on.
May I look under the hot desk?
Yes.
Oh yeah, definitely not plopped on. May I ask about the wigs? Now, you said that you just pick a wig. You have like 20 of them.
Yeah.
Are they on little heads? Do you have them displayed on a shelf?
Mannequin heads, and they all have, every mannequin has their own name.
Really? Can we just have a few of the names? Obviously, we won't go through all 20.
Ashley, Barbara, Carla, Davina.
What's Barbara like? What's Barbara's hair like?
Well, she's orange.
Okay, I'm a big fan of Barbara. I've seen Barbara out and about before.
Yeah.
Fantastic.
Yeah.
Have you ever been fired, Nicki Minaj?
Of course.
What have you been fired from?
All of my waitressing jobs, and all of my office manager jobs, and all of my customer service jobs.
Have you ever fired anybody?
Yeah,
Has the shoe ever been on the other foot?
Of course, now, yeah.
What, could we role play? Would you mind role playing with
sure,
me?
I'd love
so
to.
I've been late 3 days in a row now.
Okay.
On the fourth day I come in, I stink of alcohol.
Okay.
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 And you know, you're not just going to stand for that, even though you love David Berry, what he's brought to the business.
Right.
It's been kind of quite. It's a game changer.
Yeah.
But you just can't stand for this. You're a businesswoman as well as an artist.
Right.
Okay. So and also I've got a lax attitude.
Okay.
So.
I like this.
All right, Nicki. How's it going?
First of all, spit the gum out.
Sorry,
I don't know if you fell and bumped your head.
Right.
But this is not working. Okay?
Oh, okay.
You are out of your mind. Get your stuff, and don't you ever come back. You had a great opportunity and you blew it. Okay?
Okay, Nicki.
Next time you decide to be late 3 days in a row, you'll remember this.
I'm so sorry.
Now scram.
Okay, I'm going now.
Scram away.
Okay. Wow. Nicki, thank you.
What did we just do?
That was amazing. We just role played you firing me, and obviously, of course, you've now brought me into one of your alter egos. So I think it's been quite a successful chit chat, all in all.
No, this was a lot of fun. Thank you so much.